Standards up. All right, mission statement. So, mission here is to create the greatest group of professional traders compiled in the world. We work tirelessly every day to improve our individual selves, push each other to get the most out of one another. With each individual's personal accountability, 100% effort, and consistent actions towards focusing on our controllables, we will each reach our full potential individually and as a family. I, Stefanos, pledge to be the best version of myself today, to do whatever it takes to be the greatest trader that I can be, and to be the most self-disciplined person that I know. I will do the things I have to do today, regardless of how I feel, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. Horse blinders on. I will control what I can control and not really worry about anything else. Reminders, we do not overtrade. We do not over-risk. You don't need to catch a trade today. We want to, but you don't need to. 1 to 2 trade ideas per day. 3 if it's a perfect setup. Focus on capital preservation and keeping your capital from a previous trade other than trying to make as much as you can, aka risk management is number 1. Keep your trading plan in front of you. Make smart decisions. We are system oriented, not how much money can we make on this, and then have a sense of urgency today. Focus on how fast you could get your daily must done every single day and beat that time every single day. That's what I do with the deck of cards. Eliminate excuses and any victim mindset. It's number 1 in here. Full accountability for your actions and anything that you guys do. All right, so looking at the economic calendar now, last night, we'll start with last night over here. We had some data coming out of Japan. We had unemployment rate. We had retail sales coming out, prelim industrial production as well. Retail sales were up over here in Japan, and then also prelim industrial production as well. And then unemployment rate never dropped, right? So, that's pretty good. That's good data coming out of Japan, right? And now moving into this morning, what we ended up having was German import prices month over month were up, which is not really good for the economy. And then German retail sales were also down significantly over here month over month. Retail sales for CHF, that was down as well. France prelim CPI was good, right? As far as, we want less inflation over here. So inflation dropped in France. Unemployment change in Germany was good as well, right? Really dropped for significantly. And then moving into GBP, we had mortgage approvals, M4 money supply, all red. So that's not too good for Great Britain. As we know, their economy is not too healthy. You also have prelim flash GDP quarter over quarter was good over here for for Italy, and then also for Eurozone as a whole. Now, moving into today, we got consumer confidence, so that can end up giving us like a late volume push later on. That's probably the main first data point that's going to be coming out this week, but really everything is going to be starting tomorrow, right? We got a lot of things coming out. CPI coming out for Euro. Non-farm ADP is coming out. You got George job openings, ISM manufacturing. Then later on in the afternoon, we'll be back testing that earlier part, and then we'll stay on for the FOMC fund rates and see if we could catch anything. Probably not going to catch anything until like 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. I know Powell's going to be speaking at 2:30. This is huge. This is what the main focus is for the week. And like I said, I'm starting to think that they're going to be a little bit more hawkish, and they're going to want to really raise rates as far as like hurting the inflation right now. It's not going to happen overnight, but they know they need to get rid of inflation because inflation can really spark up out of nowhere, and it could get ugly. So that's the main focus for the week. And then obviously you got GBP, you got Euro, increasing interest rates as well. So we'll be focusing on that when the time comes. But that is what we're focusing on for today. Consumer confidence. We're going to see if we could catch a move. I know we got GDP coming out for Canada at 8:30, so we'll see if that gives the market any jolts. But as far as today, not many economic events happening where it's really going to give us like a nice push or anything. But that doesn't mean we can't catch a move. We'll see. So looking at GJ monthly, obviously, as you guys know, hasn't changed. We're sitting right above 160. If you look at the weekly over here, weekly is kind of exhausting a little bit as you got that strong close a few weeks ago right over here. This candle closed a lot weaker. Now this candle is kind of ranging in this area over here, failing to break above the high of this candle and also failing to break below the low of that candle so far. It's still the beginning of the week. Still got a lot to happen this week, and this candle could very well end up being a very big candle in any direction. So we'll see about that. But right now you can see that we're just kind of ranging. Draw our zone down here. Looking at the daily, yeah, we're just kind of sitting in this range. I didn't touch GJ yesterday. I didn't take anything yesterday. Kind of sitting right in there. So it's very simple. Either way, you got some nice moves on either side of that range, but right now you're not really touching it. Looking at the 4 hour, I'm just going to move this right down here. That's your nearest support. Again, once you break that, Quentin, where do you feel like we should be heading on the downside?
Once we break the support.
Yeah, 160, 159, 500.
Yeah.
You got a target in mind?
There's like a little something at 159 flats, and then it's 157 600 around that area.
Saying like right here?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're saying right down here?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, I mean, for the 4 hour, we can always draw this as we get down the time frames. I'm sure there's a pit stop somewhere in here. You could see that exhaustion. Also, if you look to the left, that's a key area right as well. Yeah, we could draw that right now. We'll make it thin for right now, but once we break that level, you do have a clean move coming down, filling that wick, and mirroring that move all the way down to this area. But I could definitely see some kind of a bounce as we've had over here. You know, good job. And then on the upside, you got plenty of room.
Yeah.
Plenty of room. Yeah, we'll see what we see on the lower time frames, but for right now, that's really holding. Now, obviously, in this whole range, it's going to be very difficult to trade. Do you even want to? Probably not. So there's really no point to even putting this here, but you know that you have a nice support and you're expecting some kind of a bounce off this area. So is there any way that this could be played over here to continue back up to our nearest resistance right here? Me personally, I don't think I'll be taking anything like that, but it is a possibility. You're starting to see the structure of this move starting to change a little bit, right? We are rejecting that, but look at this. After we bounced off that area, nice push up, faked out, nice push up from that area right here. And then now we hold support right there with a strong bullish close. We pull back and then create a higher low over here with strong bullish pressure with that candle closing like that. You know, so you're starting to see the market structure start to turn. Now, before taking buys, you need to break above this level right here. And right now you can see we're rejecting it. But at the same time, you can start to see these candles giving you a couple hints. I'm just breaking that down for you guys, not to take this, but more so to just be able to read the candles and understand where the market's going for future setups and in much cleaner ranges. So that's what,
Steph, I just
yeah,
want
what's
to
up?
add something up.
Sure.
I was just looking at this. Like, we've obviously formed a range over here, and we've got a resistance there and support here. We've been kind of bearish like throughout the day as well, and it looks like we're obviously faking this level out over here. And I just think that we could obviously come down and fill the rest of this range. Maybe move within there.
100%. You want to check this from here to here?
Yeah,
So you got about 22 pips, or 20. I would say like 21 pips. Would that be enough for you?
Yeah, it would be enough.
Okay, so
How much
you would.
What's up? The stop loss, the current candle high.
Stop loss would probably be right here.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, like, these ranges are not worth it. Maybe if we start to break below this support over here, you could take that, but right there, it's just like you don't want to force that when we got FOMC and so much volume coming the rest of the week to and then NFP and Great Britain rates. You got and that's more specific to this pair, you got Great Britain rates coming out on Thursday. And that doesn't mean we're going to wait to trade this pair, right? But at the same time, like, you know that we're going to be breaking out and just being more selective over the ranges that you trade. This stuff like just isn't worth it. And maybe sometimes you got to learn that on your own, but like eventually as a trader, you're going to start to really realize that, like, I'm just going to stay patient in these areas over here, and I'm going to wait for price to break out. Because look at all this. It's just like, oh, give me that all day, right? I'll sit this out and then take all that. I'll sit this out and then take all this. You know, this is where a lot of people get caught, and they end up not making as much as they can throughout the week because they're making up for these losses in here. Or just, you know, you're losing your confidence, whatever the case may be. But I mean, I guess you got to learn on your own with some of these things, but it's I'm just telling you, this is from my experience, it's not worth it. We've had, before you guys came in here, we've had traders that, again, like, I vet people in and out, and sometimes I miss on some people. Not to say that anyone's bad or anything like that coming in, but people that I think are going to work a lot harder than they are, or going to be more disciplined than they are, end up not being, right? And they end up trading in this over and over and over again until they end up blowing their account, and then they quit trading.
Yeah, I think the best thing that I should do, I think I should just live backtest this. That's the best thing.
100%. It's like, yeah, you want to see that play out, sure, but now this is why we go back up to the higher time frames again. Break down the last like 4 candles for me on the 4 hour and what they ended up doing.
On the 4 hour, we've held a support at this level. We're obviously rejecting this level right now. It just looks like a little pullback to obviously maybe just continue down, and yeah, it just is very it's exhaustion. You might as well just wait for maybe a 4 hour bearish candle closure if you are going to take the sells going down, and
100%.
just be clean maybe of all this range. You might be able to catch this move down here.
Yeah, maybe. But that's much better. It's like, I'd rather stay out of this, and then if anything, I'll catch that. But I'd rather kind of wait for this stuff. Like, this is gonna be safe sales. These are high risk, high reward. This is like, don't even touch it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I cannot play them. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like just not worth it. But what I'm saying with breaking down the candles and wicks, obviously we had that high that was created over here, lower high that we rejected right there, hard bearish candle engulfing, right? Next candle ended up holding support right in that area, right? Strong rejection and held support right from this whole area right here. And you can really draw this like that, right? Hard rejection from that area. Then what we end up getting is a rejection of that high. We kind of retested that high just enough, and then we ended up rejecting bearish candle. The candle flipped bearish. This candle ended up pushing up into that area, retesting it, and ever since then we've been bearish, right? Strong bearish candle close, just no bottom wick. Another bearish close, respecting the high of that candle, flipping bearish, but closing a weaker bearish, right? Then this candle closes, creates a top wick, respects the high, passes the low, and then comes down and retests this support over here. But guess what? No bottom wick, right? This candle looks like it may have passed the low right away, flip bullish, and then retraced right over here to close bullish, right? Now this candle is respecting its low, but also respecting its high. So right in here, I'm anticipating that this might be a little range in here, right? So let's look at the lower time frames. Yeah. So looking at the 1 hour over here, this is all just dog shit, to be honest with you. And like I said, like, you have this whole area that price likes to push into and then bounce off, pushes into this whole area, bounces off. We've pushed into that area and found the bearish exhaustion right over here where we're now holding support, right? Right over here as well. We bounced off that area, came down into this whole area, bounced off. We pushed through over here, but we faked it out, right? So it's just, again, you want to save yourself from that, especially when we have a lot of things coming out. Now, can I see that playing out, right? And rejecting this whole area right here? We are holding this resistance. Absolutely. But it's just not worth taking to me, at least. Right? You're maybe if this was a new low right over here, maybe if these candles came into here and then bounced up, and now we hold that resistance to continue down. But yeah, if you want to, live backtest that. But if anything, I would just wait for this 30-minute to close. See how that closes? Next candle respects the high, breaks the low of it, stop loss up here, live backtest it, and see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yep.
Awesome. All right, we got Carlos and Dylan. What's up, boys? Good morning.
Yo, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning, man. How are you?
I'm feeling great. How about you?
Doing great, man. Good to hear. All right.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Morning, man. How are you?
Sorry, I stepped away from the computer for a second.
You are good. You have a good night at work?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay. Awesome.
I was looking at the charts. I was watching gold break down.
Yeah, pulled right back. I'm about to break it down right now, but it pulled right back into that area that we talked about.
Mhm.
So now we could maybe get a bounce. I think maybe we'll get some consolidation until tomorrow, but we could get a move today. We'll see, especially with consumer confidence. But let's see. So yeah, this is GJ. I would say like maybe wait for this level to be broken right over here, that previous support. I know you got the candle bodies closing over here, but what are you going to take this range right here? You might as well just wait for this, and then much safer coming down into this area over here, because that's that 4-hour support. Once you break below this 4-hour support, I know it gets a little choppier on the lower time frames, but now you're breaking structure, right? And now you have a 4-hour clean range that price could continue down into. You know, once you get to the 1 hour, it starts to get a little choppier. Any questions on GJ?
Nope.
You guys are all good? Awesome. All right, let's look at gold now. So gold on the monthly, obviously still very bullish, right? But now this wick is getting a little bit bigger, right? This top wick, we were somewhere up here above 1920, and now we're starting to really reject some area up here. Obviously, you got those candle body highs. Move you guys. You get the candle body highs around like 1950, 1940 over here, and price is currently rejecting that area. You'll see it on a lower time frame. Yeah, look at the weekly now. When we talk about breaking down candle body anatomy, strong bullish candle, no top wick, much weaker close, right? Much weaker close. Another much weaker close. This candle respects the high of it and then past the low of that candle, right? That doesn't mean this is a sell now. That just means you're possibly getting a pullback, and we got to see if price ends up breaking its nearest support right over here. And if that's the case, now you're breaking structure. So is it doing that in the lower time frames? Right? Again, like I said, fundamentally, I think the Fed is going to be increasing their rates by 25 basis points, but it could end up being 50. There could be a surprise, or they increase by 25 basis points, and Powell comes out at 2:30 and says, you know what, we really need to clamp down on this inflation. Even though, you know, we're seeing some better numbers right now, that does not mean that, you know, inflation is under control. We still have a long way to go before we get to 2%. And like I said before, inflation could creep up real quick. You know, and hyperinflation too. You've seen it with a lot of countries around the world. Unfortunately, third world countries that have now become because of that. So now looking at the daily now, let's draw out that bullish trend that we've been respecting. Look at that. Looking at 1900 right here. This is a very key level. As far as psychological level, and then also meeting up with a previous support and the trend line over here. You can expect at least a small bounce off this area. right? At least a small bounce. Even if it continues down, you're gonna get you're gonna get sellers taking profit. You're gonna get some buyers taking over right in this area for price to continue up. But at the same time, it could only be very small, where we then break right back below, hold resistance, and then continue right back down if the Fed is more and more hawkish. Remember, the Fed since November has been very dovish, or a lot more dovish than they have been hawkish all in 2022, right? So this could continue up over here, especially if they're a little bit more dovish again, and Powell comes out more dovish. But right now, price is pulling back. Whew. All right, looking at the 4 hour. Yeah, now we're starting to come into that area, 1900. You're starting to see like that last 4 hour candle, or the last two 4 hour candles close below that support that we had marked off yesterday, right? And it's really kind of like this, right? This whole area can be encompassed as a support, as price likes to bounce into it, and a resistance. And we clearly closed below that area, right? There's so much bearish pressure that you don't even have a top wick on that candle, passes right away and just continues down, mirroring this whole move to the left here, right? But now you're starting to see this candle is a lot weaker, right? This candle opened up a few hours ago, and it's so much weaker right in this key area. And every time we tap off of that area too, off of that trend line, adjust it. Every time you tap off of that trend line right here, you get a nice push, right? Not to mention the trend line. Forget the trend line. Just talk about, this whole move over here when it comes to basic price action. You create a high, we pull back, we either consolidate to retest that high, right? Or we pull back and then completely retest that high, right? Like you see it over and over and over again right here. Boom. So right over here, we created a high over here. It did consolidate a lot. We did get a lot of exhaustion. Again, like I said, gold was pretty overbought. I'm not saying that we're selling now. I'm just saying that right now I think it was due for some kind of a pullback, at least into this area, to then continue back up. So we could very well end up getting some kind of a consolidation in here before continuing back up. We can get some consolidation and then break support and then continue back down. Or we could get that just straight bounce off of this area and price continues right back up. All right, looking at the 1 hour now. The 1 hour is forming that lower high, but you're starting to see these candles rejecting or seeing some big wicks over here. Right in that area. I don't like having the trend line like that. I mean, have we broken that trend line? Sure looks like it. Now, again, just keep this on here just for reference, right? This doesn't mean like this could very well fake that trend line out and then continue right back up, right? But you're understanding both biases where price could be pulling back even more before continuing up, or we end up just kind of holding support here, ignoring that whole trend line, and then we continue back up. Right now, we're creating lower lows, lower highs. We're definitely bearish on the day. Let's see where we could get some safe sells. So our next support, once we break our current support that we're currently rejecting right here, get that level right there. Now, if we measure that, it's about 40 pips. So that's enough to take on gold. But right here, you're starting to see these wicks. Again, breaking down candle body anatomy. Low created right here. We pull back. This would have been a nice pullback for you guys to take to retest the low over here with that candle. We continue all the way down. But look at that. We end up rejecting and holding support here again with that candle closing above. This candle ends up creating that high, flips bearish, closes a strong bearish candle, but also above that level. Now this candle created a bottom wick. It's now flipping bullish and holding support again. We'll see if it respects the high of that candle, but right now it is holding some kind of a support. So like I said, I think we need some safe sells below this area. It'd be interesting if we close below this area. We'll see what happens with that. But right now, we're just kind of oversold in this area. You need to see more before you want to take sells after a move like this. Like this was the move of the London session. And how many times did we see a complete correction of the London move during New York? This could be one of those times because we're bouncing off of a key level. Make sense? All right. So let's revisit GJ for 1 second before we go to US 30. So GJ, look at this. We ended up closing bullish, much weaker bullish. And also this candle had no top wick, but this closed a bullish candle, still holding a support. Could be rejecting that area right there. So again, you're going to need some kind of a bearish candle closing first before you end up taking this if you're going to do that. But I wouldn't do it. I would just lie back test that. That's not a setup that I'm familiar with. All right. So US 30. That's there. All right. The monthly over here. Again, still kind of retracing over here, right? We created this high. It looked like we are really holding a strong support at 33,000. And now we're starting to really retrace over here. This is also the last day of the month, guys, too. Right. So you don't want to be forcing any kind of a trade. That's another big reason why you want to maybe sit out today or just really lower your risk if you see a setup. And especially like show Jill just not forcing something like that. It's just not worth it. Not at the end of the month. You want to finish your month off on a positive note, whether it's you're in the positive or negative. You still don't want to draw yourself into more negative and try to make up for any of those losses too. Make sense? But I think you've done pretty well this month, right? Sharjia, are you there? Nope. All right. Looking at the weekly. So the weekly over here, again, retested this high, right? Retested that high. We get a strong bearish push and close over here. So we rejected that area again, but then we ended up forming some kind of a higher low with that candle right there, right? Ended up getting a higher low, strong bullish candle close. But now on the current week just started, but we've already created that top wick, respected the high of that candle right there, and now flipping bearish. So this whole thing right here is basically just one big range, right? We're kind of bouncing around. We could very well, with a dovish Fed, this thing could continue right back up. With a hawkish Fed, this thing will most likely continue right back down below 33,000. Looking at the daily. So we'd like to mark this level off, obviously, because that's we've rejected that area multiple times over here. We do have that high over here as well. We can revisit that once we start to get back up to this level over here, but don't worry about that right now, right? Price is holding a lower high, which is what you want to pay attention to. We're holding this lower high, and now we're holding another lower high. Yesterday, we ended up getting a strong bearish candle close, right? And now this candle respected the high, passed below that candle, most likely can continue right back down to this area. Price loves this area on US 30, right? We got a fairly clean move to the left over here on the daily, but we'll see what it looks like on the lower time frames. But is there any chance that you could grab this range right here? Absolutely. Looking at the 4 hour now. The 4 hour, yesterday, if you guys remember, we were respecting this trend. Every time we bounced off this area, price got a nice impulsive move, right? Got this impulsive move, but now, again, breaking down the candle body anatomy, you got this whole area which has served as a previous resistance and support to the left over here, we ended up creating this lower high. Right? That candle held resistance, pushed down. We got that bounce off the trend line, but no, we didn't have enough volume and enough positivity in the market to break us through this area to continue right back up. Right? But what we did get was a strong bearish candle. Then this candle closed below that support that was created right there. Right? Now you do have this level right here, which is probably what I'd mark off instead. Right? Just because you got that wick, you got the support right here, you might as well wait for that to be cleared. Right? But now what we have is a fairly clean move, clean candle right over here in the 4-hour, right down into this support. Right? Now, what we're looking at with this candle is it closed a strong bearish candle, just no bottom wick. This candle passed low right away, flipped bullish, and retraced right down to 33,600. So now, are we holding some kind of a support here? Did we create a low for price to continue up? Just close all that. Did we create this low for price to continue up here, hold the resistance, and then continue right back down, mirroring that candle? And you don't want to force anything. We got so many things coming out. Excuse me. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, let's see if we hold this resistance, right? You do have this whole range right over here. Price held a resistance, also held that support. You do have this support over here in this whole area to the left. The price I could see holding like some kind of a resistance and then continuing right back down. Again, we held that low, closed the doji. This candle closed a no bottom wick. This candle doesn't have a bottom wick right now, but it is tapping into this area, could be holding a resistance to then continue right back down. And what I'm going to do with this support is move it right down into here, because that's, you get that clean candle, clean bodies over there. So all I want to see here is some kind of a resistance to form, because what we've been getting is lower highs as of late, right? So I want to see another lower high over here, and they do tend to pull back hard, right? We were in a bullish trend at that point, but we created that high. We make this bearish impulsive move, breaking structure right here. We pull back hard, and then we continue down, retesting that support. Little pullback, right? Pulls back fairly hard, and then we continue down. So what I'm looking for is a fairly hard pullback into this, any of this area right here, to really draw that like that, and see some kind of a resistance formed. I want to see like a 30-minute close in our direction anywhere in this area. And if that's the case, maybe we could take something down. Just be aware we do have consumer confidence coming out. US 30 tends to move after 9:30, after the stock exchange open. So keep that in mind as well. But you do have a clean move to the left over here. So maybe you just need to wait for that resistance to form. Maybe it doesn't form right over here. Maybe you get a deeper pullback, which I'd rather get. And then you can take this thing down. Make sense? Awesome. All right, GJ. GJ's holding that resistance. Nice. See the 15-minute. So the 15-minute closed bullish over here. I do like these rejections. Right? And again, like I said, I could see this playing out. It's just not worth trading in this on a Tuesday before everything that's coming out this week. Gold. Gold's still bouncing off that area. It's holding that support that we talked about. Right? You don't want to be trading in there. This is where a lot of people get trapped. I do like this move that you got this morning. Right here. So if you're sitting over here, you got this clean move to the left over here, right? You get this heavy bearish price action, this low created, then you get this bearish candle close on the 30-minute, right? This candle close. So as long as this candle holds resistance, next candle respects the high of it, creates a top wick, healthy top wick, passes the low, this could potentially continue down into this area, which you'd have around 32 pips in there. So it's a little small. If you could very well enter, you don't need to wait for the pass below. Just wait for the top wick, and as soon as it flips bearish, you could take it somewhere up here, and then you have like 38 pips, right? And then what happened? Ended up playing out, respecting the high of that candle, passing the low of that, or flipping bearish. Could have entered right there, and price ends up coming all the way down here into that area. You get the 1-to-1, which would have been something like this. 1-to-1 would have been basically the low over here that was created, right? And that's your quick pre-New York trade. Make sense? So it's a good one for you guys to journal over here. Great setup, break and retest. You see that we had some kind of a minor support right over here that we ended up retesting with that candle. Then we ranged a little bit. Obviously, you don't have as much volume. And then the volume kicked in after 6 a.m. So 6:15, that volume just pushed in. All right. Any questions on these pairs? Let's get some work in as far as breakdowns. Who wants to hit the deck?
Yep, I'm in.
There he is. All right, love it. What pair would you like to break down, though?
It doesn't really matter. Will you pick one for me?
Sure. I'm gonna close my eyes and oil.
Okay.
Awesome. So draw these levels out real quick on the monthly. I'm just gonna grab my coffee. Take 2 seconds.
Alright. Actually. Okay.
All right. What do we got, Don?
Something in there. I would probably move it down a little bit.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I would also draw a zone.
Let's talk price points too, if you can.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. That's not right. That's not right. I'm gonna draw a zone right around the $84 price handle.
$4. Okay.
Somewhere in there. I would shrink it down a little bit. Sorry, this is like the first time annotating on my iPad.
Oh, you're good. How about like right there?
Yeah, definitely.
We can always move it. It's your most recent support.
Yeah, and on the monthly, I see targets if we were to break this support level, where we're gonna go next. I would say we would have a zone around the $64 price, but I really don't want to draw anything else on the monthly right now, just because these are our most recent support and resistance levels.
Okay.
We can fine tune our targets on the lower time frames.
Yes.
So,
like it. Yeah, I mean it's being that it's a monthly and we trade on the 30, like it's really you don't need to draw all these other levels. Like obviously we know price has a clean move once we break this whole area right over here to continue up, but
yeah.
so now all you got to do is just adjust. And this should be easy.
Yeah, so I would adjust the resistance level to the $82.50 price. I would also draw a new zone at the $92.50 level.
92.50
Yep.
and 92.50.
Yeah, like right in there.
Okay.
Sorry, I can annotate actually too.
Yeah, these
And then
prices,
can you-
it's not it's literally just like looking at a store and looking at the price tag. It's like 92.50 or 75
Yeah.
bucks. This is the exchange rate for a barrel of oil.
Yep.
Man, you guys gotta look at
Can you
gold right now. What was that deal?
look at gold?
Yeah, here I'll show you guys real quick, and then we'll
Yeah.
be right back. All right. So look at gold bouncing off that area we just talked about.
Hard.
Woo. Look at that. So now what you want to do, you're not getting FOMO over this. What you want to do is wait for the pullback, right? Wait for price to hold a support in any of these areas, and maybe you could take this thing up. That's that trend line that we talked about. That prices, you're at least going to get some kind of a bounce off that area. Sellers take profit, buyers take over, and you at least get some kind of a bounce there before maybe price does continue down. Or what you could do is measure the range over here, wait for the pullback, and at least this will be your first take profit over here, where you know that price could be holding that resistance right there before continuing right back down. Because we have broken structure at least once here. You just got to make sure it holds a resistance and it's not a fake out to continue right back up. Then that's just according to the higher time frames. That's for any kind of swing trade. But the lower time frames over here, there's a lot of volume now pumping into this. It's 7:48. Typically, we get some good volume around that time. I would wait for this 1 hour candle to close. See if we form a support in any of this area right here. And see if price pulls back into here, holds support. You get a good entry with a good stop loss, and then we could possibly take this pullback because we are bullish on the higher time frames anyway. Yeah, I'm looking for something right into 1920 at least right over here. And then if you measure that somewhere anywhere from here to here, that's 120 pips that you could take advantage of. 30-minute. Yeah, so wait 10 minutes, wait 11 minutes for the 30 minutes to close, for the 1 hour to close. I could see a support being held anywhere in here, and then you could take that up. Sure, Jill, you there? Excuse me. Wrong pipe with the coffee. Sure, Jill must have walked away. Made a nice call on TJ.
Yeah, I'm back.
There you are. Yeah, so did you journal this? As
Yeah,
far
I
as the
journaled. Yeah.
I was also looking at this over here too. So that is the 30-minute. Some kind of similar price action right here. Right? Only thing was like with this one, you just created a higher low. So this would be the limitation of my trade, right? I'd be securing there. I could see this continuing down, but like over here, you got a new low that was formed. So when you pull back and held that resistance twice, right, and got some clean, strong closes, we now came down to create that low. But now we pulled back above that area, pulled right back below that area to create a higher low, right? Respected the low over here. We are now ranging, and now you'd be trading in this range. Now, again, it's more of an expert, and honestly, kind of foolish to be taking this. Sometimes they work out, and most of the time they don't. But I could definitely see it happening after. This is how you guys read candle body anatomy. No top wick, doji candle close, respects the high, pass the low over here. And then also on the 15-minute, obviously you're tapping into a key level over here too. But no top wick, bearish close. We hold that resistance again for the third time with that candle. Then this candle creates that top wick, passes the low, and continues down. Makes sense? So yeah, that's it. That's a good live back test. So now we'll see if we could get that close below this area. Maybe you could grab this move or wait for this over here, and you could grab that whole range. Here we go. Here's that pullback on gold. We got 9 minutes left. Let's see if we close above this area. I would say, right? If we close above, we hold some kind of a support. That could be a wick to be filled. Just keep in mind that we have been bearish over here. We're now breaking it. So I want to see a support being held right here and then price continuing right back up. All right, US oil. All right, Dylan. Any adjustments?
Yeah, can you go over to the left a little bit for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so tell me what you think about moving the support zone that we have
Mhm.
at $75 down to like somewhere in this area.
Yeah, perfect. That's your most recent support, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like obviously we know we have that resistance right there, right? But how many
Yep.
times have we broken through that,
Yeah.
right? And then all in here, we've just bounced all through that. That's
Yep.
that level. So we closed below, we faked it out over here, then closed below, came back above. Now, as we go down the time frames, I'm sure this is going to end up being a level that we're going to mark off, right? And if
Mhm.
you want, this is something that I would do, like when I'm breaking down charts on my own, like just to keep that in my mind instead of making it all confusing with another zone over there, and then it's going right through your price action over here. I like to do like a horizontal line.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? So now we know that's those highs over here on the weekly, but that was back in 2018.
Mhm.
But again, we could bounce off of that. We have right here, and
Yep.
actually move it up right there. All right. So now looking at the daily, but again, the most important thing is you're breaking down the most recent support and resistance. So where's the most recent support that you just broke through and closed below?
The most recent support that we broke through would be like right in there.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but
I mean,
at the same time, like this was like when you were up here, your next support was down here, right? And then also we bounced off over here. So right here, that daily candle, like for you to know it's safe to take sells because we're in this bullish trend over here. Oh, we're in this bullish trend, we pull back, holding support over here multiple times. We push up over here. It's not really safe to take sells right over here just yet. It's safer to take sells below here. And now you just got this close below, clean close below, right? With a clean move to the left over here. That price could very well be continuing down. And the more this continues down, the better it is for all of us. Not only
Mhm.
for a trade, but real life.
Yep.
Right. So do you like that?
Yeah.
So what would you be looking for as far as taking any kind of sells here?
So if I was to take a sell, I would wait for price to retest the resistance and respect it. You know, and wait for candle closes, bearish candle closers, and yeah, execute off that.
Okay. Awesome. I agree. Sorry. So do you want to adjust anything in here?
Um, yeah, I would move. I'm thinking about moving the resistance level that we have there at 78.50
Mhm.
to around 77.50.
Okay. You can do that. Yeah, somewhere right in there.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was me personally, I was thinking about this area right here. Just because we held support over there, bounced off again, and then we bounced off again for the final time before closing below and holding that area as a resistance. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now we created this low. Where can we hold some kind of a resistance in here before price continues down? And then I'll let you break down the next area of interest.
Yeah, so the next area of interest that I would be targeting, well, like I said, I'm looking for price to tap into our resistance, respect it, and take the sell. So then from there, I would be looking to, I would take my trade down probably to $74 is a safe target.
$4. Okay.
It gets really choppy in there.
Yep.
I'm sure price is gonna go down and test lower than that, but like I said, it's a safe target.
No, I like it. That's your most recent support. Right?
Yep.
That's your next target. You got a clean move right down to that level. Right. So all you're looking for, just because these candles don't really have bottom wicks, you're just waiting for that resistance to form at some point because we now have broken structure. We held a little resistance right there, but need a nicer one to continue down. Nice, man. So the 1 hour. Now what are we seeing?
Yeah, so I mean we're seeing a little bit of bullish pressure. I mean not too much. It looks like we're faking out potentially looking to continue bearish, but I wouldn't say so yet. Obviously, with these candles are still bullish. We haven't had a bearish candle form and create the resistance that we've been talking about either. So I would just continue to wait for these candles to close and see how they close.
Awesome. So yeah, let me zoom out over here. Do you see anything happening as far as like this area? Maybe holding that
100%.
resistance?
Yeah.
So I would just kind of bring this in a little bit. Thin that out. And then you got this most recent support. Then you got a major support over here. The price could be coming anywhere into here now to hold that resistance to retest this low. We've been extremely bearish over here since a couple days ago, since Friday, right? And then all of a sudden over the weekend, or actually throughout Friday, and then Monday just continue that bearish trend. So you're just looking at this point for new resistances to then continue down and retest the low. Let's just revisit gold for 1 second so that we can take part in a potential trade here. So we ended up getting a strong bullish close on the 1 hour. Can anybody see that wick getting filled right there? I can.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Awesome. Now the 15-minute, it did close below that area. And the 15-minute wick is a lot bigger than the body. All right, so I want to see what ends up happening here. I could see a safe stop loss being below this candle, right? And obviously your target is somewhere up here with that wick fill. Let's go back to the higher time frames again. So the daily is still bearish, obviously, but we're now bouncing off this area. Look at the last time that what happened after we bounced off that area. We got a strong bullish candle close right in that area on the 4 hour last time, right? You just got to be careful. You don't want to just blindly call buys over here. Look what happened last time. We kind of consolidated after making that push, and then we continued up. Let's see. That's a nice move right here so far on the 1 hour. I could see that wick getting filled. I'd probably just put my stop loss right over here I want to see like at this point. There we go. I like this on the 5 minute. Right? High created, we pull back, bullish candle close, no bottom wick on that candle. Bottom wick form, we pass the high of that candle. I could see this thing continuing up. Question is, do I want to take that right now? I think I do. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll put my stop loss below this 15 minute. Just trying to contemplate. Yeah, that was a nice move on you on GJ. Magic Keys, how you doing? Yeah, I think it's kind of pushing up. I'm missing it right now. Might as well wait at this point. I might as well wait for like that support to be formed on the 30 minute or the 15 minute instead of just taking that on the 5. Typically I'll trade that if this was news, right? Like let's say news pushed us up and created that high. We pull back like this at 5 on the 5 minute. I'll take this on the 5 minute all day. I'm okay missing this, but typically what I would have done after that bottom wick was formed past the high of that candle, that would have been a potential good entry to take. Stop loss would have been below that 15 minute. TP would be up there around 50 pips. I think this could be definitely an area right around 1-to-1 anyway that you would be securing at. But I'm just gonna move that over to the right a little bit just because I'm not in it. We'll see how that plays out. US 30 still pulling back into that area. We're waiting for that resistance to be formed. All right, Dylan. Yeah, so we're looking for that. We're on the 30 minute, I think. So the last 30 minute just closed bearish, but no bottom wick. So there's not that much range. Do you want to mark off that low?
Yeah, we can mark it off.
Okay. So we'll see if this resistance is held or if price pushes through that area and continues back up to this area to create that resistance and then continues down.
Yep.
But right now, I like that it keeps rejecting this level. Let me see the 15 minute. Yeah, it's a little tough to trade in, but at the same time, I do like that resistance there in the 15 minute. I think this 30 minute would have to flip bearish past the low and continue to break its own lows. And at that point, got about 40 points right there. Stop loss right up here around 20. But it's a little risky.
Yeah.
Anybody execute on gold?
No.
No. But that made sense to you guys?
Yeah, it did make sense.
Now that was a nice close on GJ over here. Let's go back to the higher time frames. Obviously, GJ, that candle's bearish over here. 4 hour. Created that top wick already. Passing the low of that previous candle. I could see this continuing down. You're just still in that range. 1 hour. Strong bearish close. Does this candle create that top wick past the low and continue down? To measure the range.
I think we're reaction of a 500 level. 160, 500.
So 160, 500, yeah, we just closed below.
Yeah.
So you see if that holds that resistance and continues down. Only thing is, like this range right here to this support right here is only 18 pips.
Yeah.
And so you just got to be cautious. Again, I kind of went into today expecting maybe not to catch a move and knowing I'd be okay with it. if we find something that's like blows you, like those are the trades, and these are the days that you want to wait for those trades that you're like 90% sure going to play out, not 50-50. And again, it's very easy to get FOMO during that, but you got to hold that back. You can get FOMO, right? Get FOMO all you want, just don't execute on it. Don't take that late trade or anything like that. So I want to see. So the 5-minute over here so far is rejecting that area. Let's see again if we can hold support, because we trade based on the 30 and the 15-minute. Can we hold support in this area over here and then continue up? Dylan, great job, buddy.
Thank you.
Very decisive. All right, who's next? Gonna break something down for us. Sammy, you want to show them how it's done? Sammy on his date. Okay. All date. So that's gold. Still pushing up over here. Serge, are you working right now? Damn, where is everyone? I am too, Sammy. I'm gonna try one more time. Carlos, you want to shake some rust off? All right, we're probably gonna end the stream. The hell, guys? Nobody wants to get better, huh?
I'm looking at to see if GJ closes on the 15-minute like a very weak bullish candle.
Okay, now we're getting some thoughts. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering what ends up happening over here, because that was a strong close, and I like that. We've been bearish all morning. Current 1-hour candle doesn't have a bottom wick yet. Right now, it's starting to create that top wick. I could see this continuing down. I wouldn't put my stop loss directly above it. I put it somewhere up here. The only thing is, like, again, that range right there.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the 15 close. Only if it closes a wick bullish candle just like that, it would be the setup I love, the one we always talk about, that like that impulse volume
Impulse.
push.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm just
yeah.
concerned
If it
about
closes
the,
just like that,
yeah.
just like that, next candle, top wick,
Oh
then
yeah.
passes, that could send us down.
Oh yeah. Now
But if it doesn't close like that,
the other day you took the gold one, right? And you were upset that you didn't risk as much.
yeah.
Right. So this is one of those opportunities where like it's like, oh damn, I didn't risk as much on that last one. Let me catch it again. But it's not the same range. It's not the same kind of a
Yeah.
setup. And this is where you end up like maybe risking more than you should, and then you lose that trade, and then that hurts your confidence. So this is one where I would probably lower my risk for before taking something like that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this here on the 30-minute and the 1 hour more than the 15-minute. Right? Like there's this 1 hour. Only problem is like you're selling right into here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's volume in this candle though. It's 8 o'clock, 8:11. You know what? I'm gonna take a small risk entry here. think. See, this is where you use some of the lower time frames, maybe. Yeah, 1 minute gave us a little fake out there. Honestly, I'm just gonna watch this play out. I'm not gonna take this right now. Let's wait for the 15 to close. Right here. And if it leaves without me, it leaves without me. That's okay. Again, I'm more so waiting for the volume tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week should be like nice. Nice ranges. Breaking out of these consolidation areas. The more I look at this, though, the more I kind of like it. It's just very risky. This would be like a 1%er. But probably the best thing to do if you're even going to trade an 18 pip range here on GJ is see if this whole area holds that resistance. Because we faked it out right here and right here. Right? We closed below, right? We made that push into this area, but then we closed right back above. Same thing here. Closed below, created that low, and then closed right back above shortly after. So if you can hold some kind of a resistance here in 2 minutes and then continue down, I think that'll be a better opportunity to take a sell. Right? Is that what you're looking at,
Yeah.
Quinn?
No, not the only way I was gonna take it was the way I described, and so now that it has pushed into the range, I'm not gonna take it.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, I mean, I wish this was I wish that was much bigger.
But I feel like GJ spread has been reduced the past couple, I'd say weeks.
Who's your broker?
Vantage.
Vantage. Okay. And they reduced their spread a little bit.
Yeah, but I saw the spread on another account in another broker. I don't remember which one, but it was lower than the usual. I felt like.
Are you on an ECN account or normal?
No, this one is the normal without the commissions, like with the high spread.
Okay.
So usually it would be like 2.5 to 3 pips on GJ, and right now it's more like 1.5 2.
Okay. Oh, 1.5 to 2. Okay.
Yeah, 1.5 to 2.
That's good. Yeah, I just pay commissions and pay a smaller spread just as a scalper. If you're a swing trader, I would probably do the opposite. All right, so the 15-minute just closed below that area. Which is nice. Again, I really think that like once you start to break here, then you're breaking structure, and this is like the range I want to take.
I took this and I just caught a quick 1-to-1.
On gold?
GJ.
On GJ. Oh, I was just on GJ. My bad. Awesome. So where was your entry and stop loss?
My entry was a current candle high, and my stop. No, my entry was the previous candle low, and my stop loss was the candle high.
So you took it as it broke the low?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much you secure at the 1-to-1?
All of it.
Oh, nice. So you just grabbed a quick scalp.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Good stuff. Nice win for the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So now looking at gold over here, we're getting that pullback, right? So if you're calling bottoms right over here, obviously we're bouncing off a very key level, which is awesome. So if you're calling bottoms, this is what we always talk about. Not so much trying to catch that breakout. That's why I didn't want to touch that in the 5 minute. I wanted to wait for a close above that area. We got a wick to fill, clean close above, right? Now, can we hold support? And if we hold support here and we get a nice close in our direction, we could probably take this up. And that probably looks the best out of all of them, as far as I'm concerned on our pairs here. Now, if that fakes out, I could see this continuing down too. But we'll see. Now, US 30 has not held a resistance just yet. Right, the 4 hour. We revisit this. 4 hours pulling back quite hard. Right, pulling back to like 33,700. No bottom wick. Bottom wick formed right away. Flip bullish, very strong. 1 hour created this low over here. So we could be maybe coming into this area right there to hold a resistance. Maybe even fake that level out. We get a strong bearish close below it. And then he could take this to retest the low. But keep in mind, US 30, you probably want to wait for the 9:30 open before you take something like that. See, right now we're kind of rejecting that area so far on GJ. Still staying below. If we can hold like some kind of a resistance right there, I could see myself taking that. Could very well push through this area as well and continue down this 160. Yeah, I think the better opportunity would probably be gold over here if we can hold that support. Have you guys been going back and watching the lives on YouTube? I've just been looking at the views. I didn't know if some of those were you guys or new people watching.
No, I haven't.
I think I watched about 2.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Jamie's in the chat. Look at this. Look at that pullback. Now, could you imagine if I took this on the 5 minute over here and tried to, hold this to retest that high up there? I would have taken some profit right there, but it's just like why force that? Why not just wait for your setup to form on the higher time frames, which is stronger, and then be more confident with your setups, and that way you can risk more too. The TJ is
That's all I'm waiting for. I think gold's the best bet.
me too.
I just got off the phone, so
There you go. How was your date?
it was good.
There you go.
So many dates.
What's up?
So many dates.
Oh yeah. Stay focused, young king.
Yeah.
What's up, Quentin?
Didn't say none.
Oh,
Quentin knew what happened last night.
What did I do last night?
Yeah, you saw it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever listened to French songs?
Yeah, man. I don't even listen that much to those songs, but those are like in parties, in house parties, you hear them all the time.
Yeah, they're great, man.
Yeah.
What songs?
He's been listening to French songs, like
Oh yeah.
kind of like rap, but the kind of R&B rap French.
Okay. Are there good artists that you like?
I don't listen to that kind of music that much, but
Okay.
it's the like I know them because you hear them all the
Yeah.
time in parties.
On the radio and
My
stuff.
friends listen to that type of song a lot.
Okay.
You listen to Bad Bunny?
But oh yeah,
Isn't that his name? I think that's his name.
It is. It is. He's good.
He's pretty popular, like
Oh yeah.
famous.
He's probably one of the biggest in the world right now.
Yeah.
Lost Frequencies. Is that a song?
No, it's a DJ. Belgium.
okay. Sammy, do you listen to Jewel? I don't know if you do you know Jewel? Like
I know you.
I know Julia.
oh yeah. Yeah, that's
Jules sick.
he's from the south of France, and he's got a pronounced accent from there. It's funny.
Do you guys go to like big dance clubs like and listen to EDM music and stuff like that?
I don't.
Yes, I do. I like it. You know.
Serge is a DJ.
Dude, that's
not the
sick.
DJ. I just like
We do it for fun.
Yeah, a little bit. I like it, to be honest. You know, it's very good fun, especially with people dancing and you just spinning it. You know, you get this kind of
Dude, how could you
nice
be
feeling
negative?
inside. You know, like you make people happy.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about. I'm looking at gold over here, and I've seen this setup before where this candle pulls back. Yeah, look at it. It's taking off. See the 15-minute? We kind of like retested this area, and the way this 15-minute is flipping bullish and passing the high of that candle, I think with a stop loss below that candle, you could possibly get this whole range right here. I think I'm gonna live back test that, but I've seen that happen before. Just want to go back to GJ real quick. Wait, so you said lost frequencies, this group? Oh, I've heard this.
Yeah,
Oh, this
yeah,
is actually
he's
on my
doing-
playlist.
This most favorite is wave after wave, I think.
Wait, yeah,
Let's go
exactly.
ahead.
So that's a remix of that? Yeah, it's a good song. I love that song, Love Tonight. You guys heard that?
No, maybe, but
You,
no.
you definitely have, Dylan. This was like the this just kept coming on during my bachelor party,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it just became like the theme of the trip. We were just like going crazy every time this came out.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, this song's awesome.
You have a lot of playlists. Are those all playlists over there? Like Greek music,
Yes.
Elvis. Those are all playlists. Holy crap! I'm an Apple Music person.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
This is a great playlist. This is a client of mine from my driving company. He sent this to me, and it's got like all these great songs. Like, he had 98 likes, so he just sends it out to everyone. And these are all. It's all just like party music, pretty much, but like low key, like this stuff. Lane 8 is really good. If you guys have ever heard Lane 8, they're a really good group.
No, they are. Yeah, they're chill too.
Yeah, Lewis lives in Miami. He knows all this shit.
She's coming to my other party, bro.
I know. Oh, I was just talking about my bachelor party. That's where we were.
Have you ever heard of something called SUPTHO? Being in Miami.
What is it?
SUPTHO.
Missing trades here. No, I haven't. What's it called?
Well, no, it's not music. It's just like it's something else. I just figured who was the person that lives in Miami?
Lewis.
I do. I do.
Yeah, I was wondering if anyone was probably gonna know anything of it. It'd be you.
So it's called Subflow.
Sup though.
No, never heard of it, bro.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it like a
It's like a crypto thing. It's like it's a new like innovation.
really?
Like, yeah, like with Web3 and stuff. But I know like the people who've at least one person who created it, and he's now relocated to Miami. So I just was wondering like if it has like gotten big or anything down there. But that's all.
It's called Sit. How do you spell it again?
Here, I'll send it in the chat here.
Yeah.
Sounds good, Sydney. I don't know if he already left. Yeah, I think he did.
Subflow.
Yeah.
I want you guys to journal this this trade too on US 30. This setup will come in handy. After that candle pass the low over here on the 15-minute and then pass the high right there, safe stop loss below that wick. Watch this thing continue up over here. I personally should have taken it, but I think I'm just going to wait for consumer confidence, and then I'm going to trade. Like, that's going to be the start of my week. Consumer confidence, catch that volume, hopefully catch a trade, and then, you know, throughout the rest of the week, I'll be catching trades.
Well, you were talking about gold just not US 30.
Did I say US 30?
Yeah.
I meant gold. Yeah, so on gold over here, I've seen this many times where, and also like I've seen this in the past, I would say 2 weeks of reviewing my trades, just like 10 a day consistently. I've seen this many times where I've taken this setup before, or it's a trade that I missed that I journaled. And you know, this will happen sometimes, especially on the 5-minute over here. You form like that double bottom, and now you got that strong bullish close over here. Now price will continue right back up. But that's how it looks like on the 15-minute, and then the 30-minute. I told you guys this wick would probably get filled. Bottom wick rejection, healthy bottom wick, flip bullish over here, and now continuing up. So now US 30, which is what I was just mentioning, we're looking for this resistance to be held. Right, I want to see if that holds a resistance. We created a nice low this morning, right? Let's see if we can hold that resistance and then continue right back down off the heels of the Fed maybe being more hawkish this week. And Powell coming out talking about continuing to raise interest rates. We're not going to, you know, calm down anymore just because we see some, wow, what the hell's going on? Oh, 8:30. Damn, sometimes you get that push at 8:30.
What are you looking for on DJ?
On GJ? What we were looking for was, I think safe sells are going to be below this area right here. Sure, Gio pointed this trade out right from up here, right? Which would have been a little, not foolish. It would have just been risky taking this right over here as soon as we pass the low over here in this range. But now this move made sense. It was just a very small range. It was only 18 pips right here. So that's why I didn't really execute on that one. But gold just got a nice push. We just filled that wick. I don't know. I kind of feel like obviously when you have like such a heavy fundamental week, the second half of the week, and then off the backs of having such a good week personally last week, you kind of like you're hesitant to take trades in the beginning of a week. Does anybody else ever feel that? You guys aren't kind of at that stage just yet? I don't know. Sammy, have you ever felt that before?
At times, yeah.
Right? Where like you have a good week and then you're like, do I want to enter this? You're kind of holding back. So it's not the exact setup that I'm looking for, right? It's not the perfect break and retest that I'm looking for. It's more of this setup that I've seen multiple times, just not comfortable executing on it just yet right now. This is great.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed I missed that 15-minute.
Yeah, me too. It's all good. Just don't act on the phone.
Honestly, like, my finger was on the button as well.
You could
Honestly.
get pissed off, right, at missing a trade and have the FOMO or whatever. Just don't act on it. Right? Wait for your setup.
What would you do now? Would you wait for a support or a pullback or?
On gold,
Yeah.
I'd look for any of my setups. So like going back up to the 1 hour over here, and then also knowing you're going to get a lot of volume at 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Like we have. Where is it? Why did I lose it? Here we go. Consumer confidence. This is the first red folder event for 8:30. You know what? This is why we just got that push. GDP came out for Canada. So that's where that push came from. And it ended up coming out exactly as expected, 0.1%. But this is the first red folder event for the US. And it tells a lot. It tells us how the market is thinking, what people are thinking about where price is going to be going or where the economy is going more specifically. They're expecting a rise over here, so they're expecting some more confidence in US consumers. But this is the first volume push, real volume push at least for the US out of the week. And the first data point coming out for the US that's has some weight, right? Also, Chicago PMI could move us as well. All right, so just keeping that in mind, knowing that you missed the earlier moves, that's okay. And I'm kind of glad that we go through this because now we get to talk about it. And now you guys get to understand, rewatch this live stream, take notes about what we're talking about with that, where like sometimes you just end up missing some moves, right? And some solid moves, but not, 90% sure they're going to play out. You're more so like 50 to 60% sure GJ and gold were going to play out. And that just, for me, before everything's coming out later this week, that just wasn't strong enough for me to be comfortable taking it. Now, if we get some kind of a setup below this area with 64 pips, I would say about 60 pips right here, right? I'd be more comfortable taking something down here because now we're really breaking structure over here. You're breaking that support on the 4 hour, and you can continue this down. Can you guys hear this music?
Oh yeah.
I actually kind of like keeping music on here. Problem is, like when I download it onto YouTube, sometimes they delete the video because of the music copyright.
Oh yeah.
So that's why. I know Lewis, you always used to like this, right? I think that was you. You like the concentrating playlist in the background. Guess not. The is this music too loud?
No, honestly, I think it's perfect.
All right, cool. Yeah, Sergey, this is I'll send this this playlist in here. So this is kind of like an EDM summer playlist, kind of a like chilling playlist, and then the concentrating playlist that I like to listen to when I backtest, when I do work, just gets you in the zone. It's nice and calming, mostly movie scores. And then 2.0 is all my favorite songs from that. And this one really moves you. So now the GJ is starting to come below this support over here, which is good. Pissed I missed this move. That it is what it is. I think right here in the 15-minute, after that 15-minute close below that support, I don't know why I didn't take this. It's just, again, like I said, the range was pretty small here, but with a stop loss above that 15-minute, that would have been nice. So we'll catch plenty of moves this week. Like I said, Thursday we're gonna be starting at 6:30 so that we can catch the move from Great Britain interest rates.
Steph, you have time for a Zoom later this week?
Yeah. What day is good for you? So far.
Any day, really. Do you have anything available like Friday after the stream or sometime?
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
right.
Friday's open. So Dylan, Zoom, Friday after stream. So we'll make it like 9 a.m.
Yeah, that works.
All right. Awesome. How's your momentum been? I mean, you've been consistently showing up.
Yeah, I think that's what like I need to focus more on, just than anything else right now is just being consistent with everything and showing up.
Okay. I mean, you're doing a good job with it. The question is like, behind the scenes, your integrity. What are you doing on your own and stuff like that? That goes for all you guys, not just you.
Yes. I also do need help like with the Soft4fx. Like I've got it all set up, but it's not like synced. It's hard to explain. You'd have to just see it.
Okay.
So I want to get that like taken care of so I can really put some hours into that.
Yeah, 100%.
And and then talk to myself like in the way you do with the anatomy of the candlesticks. Like, I need to be speaking like that.
Yeah.
So
when you say that get the data synced, what do you mean?
like it's so weird. At least I thought I set it up, starting at a specific date, and then I'd switch it over to whatever the daily chart is, and it's not like the same. But it doesn't go as far back.
Oh, okay. So what you want to do is open the new set. Like do this right now on your computer on the simulator. So open a new simulation. Actually, before you do that, go to the data center. It's the third option there on that main menu.
So
you see the data center I'm talking about?
Yep.
Go to that data center, and then read down. What do you got? GJ Gold. I'm just gonna turn this volume down.
So honestly, I just have GJ. I think.
Okay. So,
I need to update GJ. It too. Yeah.
It's all updated to like basically
doing it right now.
Okay. So once you do that, start a new simulation and take me through what you got.
I just want to get it set up the right way.
Okay. It's the last option on that new simulation data window.
All right, so this just finished.
Okay, so go start a new session.
Yep.
So,
right, so GJ, Dukas copyright.
Yep.
All right, start simulation from. So I can only go as far back as September. Well, I don't want to start then, right? I want to start it.
You really don't need to backtest any more than 2 years back. So if you want to do like 2021 or 2022, I would do that. 2020 was a wacky year, but
Yeah, I'll do January 1st, 2021, starting from.
There you go. Now pick your balance, and then pick New York close.
Yeah, and you can only pick between GBP and JPY currencies.
Yeah, no, you want to pick GBP. And then under the currency that you're going to start with, pick New York close.
Yeah, I got that. I'm trying to decide a balance. Oh, I'm just going to pick 50,000.
There you go. And then at the bottom, I don't think you need to change anything else until you get to the bottom. I think there's like history back or something like that, right?
Yeah, do you want me to do 4,000 days?
Do 10,000.
10,000? All right.
And then that'll work. You're gonna have plenty of data on the daily.
Should I do just 1 to 100 leverage?
Yeah.
All right. Oops. So then I go to start simulation. This is where I load in all my charts.
Yep. And then you're gonna see once you load the daily, You're gonna see.
So
all this
now,
again.
like in this chart selection window that I have, behind it I have the MetaTrader window, and at the bottom I have like all these charts already open. Should I just close those?
Close the original ones and open new ones.
Oh shit!
It's all right.
I closed the wrong one.
It doesn't matter. You could just reopen them.
Yeah. What the fuck?
So again, like I said, guys, at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for consumer confidence and catch that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock volume instead of some of the entries that we had today. Like we had some nice moves, but again, it was like a 60-70% chance that they play out instead of 80-90, like a perfect break and retest. Now, we did get on gold earlier this morning something like this right over here. Right, the continuation of this move coming down to this support, that's a nice break and retest. Like a nice resistance formed on the 30-minute. Candle respected the high, past the low. I would have taken it as a flip bearish and catch this whole move coming down a nice 1-to-1. That would have been a nice opportunity. But right now, just stay patient. Do not act on any kind of FOMO if you didn't catch any of these moves. I apologize on my behalf. I probably think we should have taken at least one, but we got plenty of opportunities throughout the rest of the week. But with that being said, I gotta use the bathroom, so I'm gonna end the stream right now. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll call out anything that I'm about to take at 10 o'clock, and then I'll see you guys for back testing.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Have a great day. All right.
At 1 p.m. right?
At 1 p.m.
Yeah, you too, man.
See you
All
guys.
right. See you later, guys.